Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I am completely unoriginal, and I just stole that from Tana Mojo, but it'll be fine. So this is the story time about when I went to Canada, and my experience of crossing the border for the first time. Some backstory before I begin. I live in Florida, and I go to Ohio with my papa every summer, and this happened in the summer of 2019. The last time I was in Ohio, we didn't get to go because of COVID. And so this year, 2019, sorry, we decided that year, instead of going to Massachusetts or Lake Erie again, we would go to Niagara Falls, because I had never been, and it had been a long time since he had been. So the morning, fast forward now to the morning, we go. The weather is awful, and I mean awful. So it's pouring in the basement we have up there. It's starting to flood and stuff, so we had to hurry up and handle that. For a second, we weren't even sure if we were going to be able to go. It was that bad. And the storm ended up getting a lot worse, but I'll tell you about that later on. So once we finally get the basement under control, and we seem like it'll be okay for us to go for the 2 or 3 nights that we went. And so we finished doing the little bit of packing we had to do of our car. We call it the Mercury because it's a Mercury Mountaineer. So if I'm saying the Mercury a lot, it's because of that. And my papa is my grandpa, my mom's dad. So there goes all that, so that you know. So we finish loading up the SUV, and we finally get into the car. And it has this awful, awful smell. It smells kind of like marijuana. And so we're trying to figure out where that smell is coming from, because I don't smoke, he doesn't smoke. So there's no way there's marijuana in that car. And we figure, okay, it didn't smell it until after the car started, and it must just be something wrong with the AC, and we'll worry about it when we get back, type of thing. So we are doing that. I'm a little worried because I'm starting to think that maybe we won't, if it smells like that at the border, we won't be allowed into Canada, even though, thinking back at it, unless they want to say that we're trying to smuggle it into their country, even though we had none on us, just to get that clear, because they have it legal. Marijuana's legal in Canada. So, looking back, I don't know why I was worrying, but I was. That just didn't come to my mind. So I decide, because I'd been up late the night before, I'm going to go to sleep. So, real quick, I was wearing jeans and a hoodie similar to this, and not the same exact one though. And I have notes on my iPad, that's why I'm looking down. But so this is a key part in the story later on. I was wearing gym shorts underneath my jeans. So I take my jeans off, and so I could be a little more comfortable and sleep in gym shorts and the loose hoodie. So I do that. I wrap up in a little blanket I brought, and we head off, and I fall asleep. Then I wake up in about New Jersey, or we were just about to be in New Jersey, or we just crossed the border into New Jersey. It was one of those situations. And the smell is still lingering, but it's not strong, not that noticeable, so I'm not that worried anymore. I had gotten a couple hours of sleep, so I was good. And me and my papa are talking and just having fun like any other normal family road trip. So then, fast forward, we get to New York. And in New York, we decide to stop, use the bathroom, get gas. So we're about half hour from the border, if that. And we go and fill up so we don't have to get gas coming back. And we get back in the car, and before we even started, we smell the smell, and it's strong this time. And I put my jeans back on to go into the store because I didn't want to walk in with my gym shorts on. And I had, I just wanted to look nice. So then we started wondering again about why that smell was coming from. And the night before, I had been down the hill at a neighbor's house, and because I like to hang out with them, and a grandson of theirs has been known to smoke every now and then, and the chair that I had sat in for a couple minutes is a chair that he would smoke out of. So, and he had smoked earlier that day before I had gotten there and stuff, and I started thinking, because these were the same jeans I was wearing the day before, because they weren't dirty, so I just decided it's only a road trip, I'm gonna just rewear them. And so then I start panicking, thinking, well, do I smell like marijuana? So then I take those jeans off, I throw them in the back of the SUV, because it's an SUV, there was plenty of room back there, and I was just hoping, my anxiety level is like rising, and I'm just hoping that, the smell goes away in time. And my papa was laughing and stuff, making jokes because like I'm being anxious over that, and he doesn't think it's a big deal. And I mean, looking back, it wasn't. Looking back, I would have laughed at me too. And we get to the border, and we're joking about like, what if they don't let us in? Because when I get anxious or scared or anything like that, I laugh, and I have to make jokes about it, that's just how I cope with in the moment being scared or being a little anxious. So we get to the border, and we're still joking about and stuff, and there's a stop sign, and you're supposed to be like 6 feet away from a car, and we were joking and stuff. We had seen the car, so we were slowing down, but we had missed the stop sign. So the guy it's like a toll booth at the border, and so the guy was in like the toll booth type of thing when we were going in, and he's like screaming at us to stop, and we finally stopped. I mean, we were slowing down for the car anyway, but instead of being about 6 feet, we were about only a foot away from the car in front of us, which I guess you're not supposed to be. I don't know if it's for privacy reasons or what, but you are supposed to stop at the stop sign. I mean, that's logic. And so we decide, well, not decide. So then we are like laughing to each other about that because like it was an honest mistake. And we get to the booth, and he doesn't say anything about marijuana smell or anything. So the longer and longer we're there, my anxiety's still rising a little bit though. But he asked for the passport, and since my pawpaw has a different last name than I do, he had to get a paperwork because my mom wasn't going, and so my mom had to fill out all this paperwork so that when we got to the border, it would be for sure easy to get through, no problems whatsoever. So we had all that ready, and I was good to go. My passport and all this paperwork, he said, was okay. But we did run into an issue because my grandpa is a fan of the Second Amendment, which is the right to bear arms here in America. We have that as a constitutional right. And he has a guns license. And I guess that must have popped up because he started like drilling my pawpaw and saying, do you have any guns with you? Do you have any guns to declare? My papa was like, no, sir, we knew this would happen, and we aren't going hunting or anything, so we left them in Ohio because that's where we were. And he just won't, and like he asked about 5 times again, and each time, like talking harder and harder and harder at him. And it's funny to look back now, but in the moment it was scared because we weren't sure if we were about to get searched, what was going to happen. And then he finally, after about, I'd say 5 minutes of this, let us through. And once he let us through, we knew we were okay, and we calmed down and get through the border finally, and we go ahead and drive through into Canada. And, well, duh. Captain Obvious. But, we go ahead and go on to Canada. And so we get to our hotel, which is like 3-minute drive from the border, and we then walk down to the falls. And the closer and closer we got, the more beautiful it got. And we were able, it was crowded though. It was before COVID, so don't worry about that. It was 2019. It was in June, and we were just enjoying our trip. So we got close, and we managed to squeeze in and see the falls, like, not behind people, and had fun doing that. And then we moved on and we went into the community center and walked around in there and got flyers just to see what was in the town and stuff. And we then went back to the hotel room, went in the pool for a little bit, and we basically called it a night. I think we got Wendy's. I think we ate Wendy's almost every night we were there, if not every night. And so the next day, we decide that we already had seen the falls, and it's a waterfall. There's not really much to see. Plus, before we left, when we got back over the border, we were planning on going to the American side anyway, so we decided that we would go and do some tourist stuff. They have a wax museum, and we went to that. I have pictures of that on my Instagram. I might put 1 or 2 up on the video. And then after that, we just walked around into like little stores and just the tourist thing that you do. And we got ice cream. That was really good. And I got hungry, so for lunch, we had crossed the Dairy Queen. And in my mind, I'm used to how the Dairy Queen is here in America, where it's like a fast food restaurant type of thing. I mean, it's a fast food thing there too. It's just a little different. The one I went to, it might be different, like not in such a touristy town, but the one I went to is more like kind of like a food court at a mall type of vibe, and they only had hot dogs and blizzards and ice cream. They didn't have the fries and chicken tenders and hamburgers and stuff like that they do at least here in American Dairy Queens. But it was also crazy expensive. It was $20 for a medium blizzard, which was a little smaller than the one we have here in America, and I got a hot dog too. But here in America, the 100% beef hot dogs, number one, they taste different. They taste a lot better over that one I didn't really like, but I'm not complaining. It was food, and I was hungry, but it wasn't the best. And so I ate that. Here in America, though, we have a foot-long hot dog. It's a little longer than a foot, I think, but it's called the foot-long. And so I was expecting that at first. But anyways, it's fine. It was still okay. The blizzard was amazing. It was delicious. So after that, we went to a few gift shops and stuff, looked around, and then that night for dinner, we had come across a Pizza Hut, and my papa got Wendy's and I got Pizza Hut. And then at Wendy's, I got a strawberry lemonade because those are my favorite from Wendy's. And so we ate that. And then that night there was a I think they have it every night, but I might be wrong. Fireworks show, and the falls get lit up. I'm guessing LED lights. It's very beautiful, so I went down to see that, and at first I thought it might get canceled because there was a slight rain, and fireworks and rain don't really mix too well, but we still got to see that, and that was nice what I did. My grandpa went to bed, but I filmed it to show him, and I might put a little tiny couple second clip of it and maybe a photo of the falls lit up in this video too. And then I went back. I was exhausted because it was like a 20-minute walk, and just to go as far out as it did, and then I had to walk it back, and it was already getting late. So, and we had been walking all day, and we went in the pool earlier that day too, so it was just, I was tired. And then we got up and we got all the gifts we got and stuff, and went to bed. Then we got up early that next morning, packed up our Mercury, and went across the border. We got a couple questions, but nothing I would say unusual. And then we went to the American side of the falls and saw that. That was just as beautiful. I mean, yeah, just as beautiful. You couldn't see the Horseshoe Falls as much, but it still looked nice. And then we went down to the Maid of the Mist, which is a boat ride that goes right next to the Horseshoe Falls, and you have to wear a poncho because you get soaked because of all the mist. And we did that. That was fun. I don't have any pictures or videos of that because I didn't bring my phone. I didn't want to get broke. And then after that, we went to we headed back to Ohio. When we got back to Ohio, the lake that we lived by was the highest my popo had ever seen it, and this cottage had been in the family for, it used to be his parents, my great-grandparents. So it was really high. It was not usual, and we live on a gravel road, and that had been almost completely washed away, and there was floods all around that area. It was bad. We had just missed it because 2 hours after we had left is when all this went down. So we got lucky to miss that. And but on the way back, the car didn't smell like that, just to let you know. I didn't have any marijuana smell. So that was my experience to Canada. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. And I think I'm going to be posting every Monday. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.